we must also make sure that the elite claim this argument and claim this space. Because I've not seen anywhere where illiterate people have built a civilization. All the conversation we're having now about gender and so on and so forth, it didn't start with Nigeria. It's not as if Africans don't like, no. It is that actually, with all these amendments, women still could not vote. Black people could vote in America, but women could not vote, including white women. It was not until the 19th Amendment in 1920 that women were now free to vote. So women have traveled a very long journey. I know you still have a long way to go, but it's important to know how you have come to where you are today. In fact, a writer has said that in reality, American democracy didn't come on stream until 1965. A lot of our women, I hear women say, oh, we want to be like Rwanda. You know, in the Rwandan parliament is full of women. But I say, talk slowly, because the reason why, you need to lose many of your husbands as the men died in the Rwandan genocide for women to be, because that's how it came about. You know, that women are so, and of course it's a tactical matter, it's worked very well. But I think it's important to understand that after over 100 years of these provisions, the emergence of an organization called Black Lives Matter suggests very clearly that all the principles enunciated, whether by constitution or the promises of democracy, have to be earned, and I think that this is the point that Binde made very well, by contestation. So, Black Lives Matter, despite the promises in 1963, the things that Martin Luther King said in his famous speech, many years later, black people still realize they still have a long way to travel. But what is very interesting in all of this is that what we work for, so that one generation will be better than this generation. The problem with the Nigeria situation is that we today want to make sure if life is not good for us, then life is not likely to be good at all. So moving forward, and by way of conclusion, is to go back to some of the things that have been articulated here. What does it really mean to be a Nigerian? Irrespective of your economic status. Because I always say these are the things that Chino Achebe spoke about eloquently, you know, when he spoke about his people. Because he always insisted that Igbos must not allow these people who have money misroad to take over you know, their communities. Because the question, when you talk about the elite, Nigerians measure elitism by the size of your house or the size of your car. So it doesn't matter whether you are educated or not educated. I was here in Lagos. I had a wedding in Lagos. And the groom was so well dressed. Beautiful dress. So when we now go through the ritual, I said, I, Thomas. I mean, we are finished. Say, I, Thomas. The guy said, I, Thomas. You say, I, Thomas. He said, you say, I, Thomas. I said, and I kept going on. I said, repeat after me. He said, I said, repeat after me. It was quite embarrassing because there was a loudspeaker. I didn't know the man was a stark illiterate. But he was marrying this gorgeous woman who must have married him for whatever reasons, love, if it happens. But at least there were things that were obvious. So I think we must redefine what it is to be a Nigerian, but we must also make sure that the elite claim this argument and claim this space. Because I've not seen anywhere where illiterate people have built a civilization. It is important that we understand that democracy has its ideals, but those ideals must be enunciated by intellectuals. And I think there needs to be a much more firmer foundation and finding a place for the moral guardrails that can protect our people. Otherwise, those who dismiss religion forget that even if religion didn't exist, it will be invented. Because there are so many things we cannot explain in life. But in the final analysis, people need to be reminded constantly that this world is going to end. The Catholic Church teaches a principle that it calls a universal destination of goods. That is that everything we have here on earth, and Pope Francis wrote an eloquent encyclical called Laudato Si in 2015 to make the point that everything God created is for a purpose. It's not for the greedy. It's for all his children.